Hello lovelies, hello family, hello friends, welcome back to my channel. So first and foremost, I'd like to know in the comment section, what do you think? Is it with fringe or without fringe? You know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the earrings that I'm wearing right now, the beaded earrings. So what do you think? Let me know in the comment section. Please sit till the end to know how the other earring was finished, okay? And also how best it suits me. So let's get going. On the materials, there are three different kinds of color beads I'll be using, but they all have the same size, which are 11 O's. And this kind of beads are not the normal kind of beads, you know. These look a little bit cylindrical. When I say cylindrical, they are like sort of, they have this cylinder shape, or let's say a rectangular shape. Look at that. Let me show you. See, I don't know if you can see how this looks. And it's not very smooth, but it's the best for break stitches. I just love them, and I use the same kind of color beads, or the same color beads for the last tutorial, if you can remember. Yeah, so there are three, which is this white, black, and the orange one here. Yeah. And then I would also need my regal needle. This is my beading needle for the tutorial. And then not forgetting my earring hooks. And these are the back. What I mean by back is, after you are done, you have to put this behind to protect the earring from falling. Ladies know about this. And then also my nylon thread, pair of scissors. For the rest of the materials, I didn't mention that I'll also be needing, or I'll need the round white bead and round black bead for my earring bead fringes, and also the beading mat here. Okay, yeah, so in case I didn't mention that, please bear that in mind. Now, before I start with the main project, I'd like to notify you about something. If you've been following me, I always talk about learning or getting serious with the increase and decrease in brick stitches. Now, this tutorial here is mainly about the increase and the decrease. Now look at that. Decrease, increase, decrease, increase. And we have about how many rows? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 to get this beautiful pattern here, which I created by myself. So if you know how to increase and decrease, you can do so many things. You can even make butterflies. You can make, it's not just about diamond shapes alone. You can make a lot of shapes, so many shapes, and design them in your own way. Another thing is that it's not really going to be a detailed tutorial like I did the last time. The last projects, or I think that, yeah, the last project before the last two projects, yes, not the last project, the last two projects was in 3 sessions. But this time it's just going to be one. I'll just be adding, after I'm done, I'll just add the fringes, and it's going to be a brick stitch and a fringe in one video. Okay, so meaning I'm just going to brush through it and know how to start the increase and increase, not really about the pattern, and we will go. Okay, so I'll still put a link to videos that you can really watch and learn how to increase and decrease, so you can make your own patterns of your choice. Yeah, so let's continue. I'm going to pick a black and a white bead. Okay, this is a black and a white bead, like that, and I push it down. Now when you push it down, try to leave a tail of a thread. This is going to help you to attach your hook or your stud. Okay, go through both beads. Beginners can also enjoy from this point, though I said it's not a beginner friendly, but then they can also start from this end. Okay, like that. And I go through the next bead. And then the next thing to do is you pick a white bead, as you can see. So look at where the thread is coming from. You don't go from the same direction. You have to go from the other end here. And then you pull your thread and needle gently. Then next you pick a black bead. So the thread is coming from this point. You go below the bead. So at this point I'm going to add how many beads? Let's see. The first row has 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13. Okay, and the second row has 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14. So it's going to be like that, increase, decrease. So every increase is 13, every decrease is 13, and an increase is 14. Yeah, so it's going to be increase, decrease, increase, decrease till we finish. And now I have 4 beads prepared. So how many am I left with? I'm going to add 9 more beads, and then we continue with the video. Like I said, guys, I would have to do most of them off camera, because this is only a brushing through. It's not going to be a step-to-step or a step-by-step tutorial. Okay, yeah. So thank you for understanding. I'm doing this because of time factor, so that other people might enjoy. Those of you who do not really want to learn, you can, just brush through and learn, and also watch how the beauty of the ear, of how everything ends up. Some people really want that too, so there are times where I would want to really be detailed, and at other times too. So please, you have to understand. Okay, so let's continue. The first row is done. We have 13 beads in total, and as you can see, you have it starts with a black bead, 2 white beads in the middle, black bead, 2 white beads, like that until you get to the end. Now with the second row, I'll pick the orange or the peach color. Sorry, I mean, I see it peach here, but it looks orange. In any case, let's continue. So I'll start with the very first thread bridge. You should understand what thread bridge means if you follow me. Okay, so the thread bridges are the threads in between, or that bind the beads together. Okay, so the thread bridges are actually going to help us to build the beads. Yeah, so when you have to start with the first thread bridge, is going to make an increase as well. Okay, sorry guys, I cannot explain much further. I'll still put the link in the description for you to, in case you want to understand how this is done. There are videos that you can watch that can really make you understand how to start a brick stitch, how to make a decrease and an increase as well. Yeah. Yeah, so right from here, it's also going to be a repetition of white bead, 2 black beads, white bead, 2 black beads, like that. Yeah. So the third row is going to be a decrease. So if the first row is 13 beads, The second row, which is an increase, is 14. The third row is also going to be what? 13 beads, which is also a decrease. So every increase is 14 and a decrease is 13. And with the third row, I am starting from the second thread bridge, which is going to create a decrease. Now the third row is going to be a repetition of 1 orange, 2 black beads, 1 orange, 2 black beads. And now look at that. The pattern is really getting very visible now. The third row was a decrease. Obviously, the fourth is going to be an increase. So we'll begin with a white and a peach color bead or an orange bead. I won't confuse you guys. That's what I see. It looks orange, but it looks, and it's peach at the same time. So yeah, if you're hearing both colors, don't be confused, okay? Yeah. So the white means there's a new pattern also coming up, which is obviously going to look triangular in shape. Fourth row is going to be a repetition of 1 black, 2 orange, 1 black, 2 orange, and then you finish off with an orange and white bead. Yeah. At this point, the pattern is looking very visible and it's getting really interesting. So we'll stop here and continue the rest off camera, and I'll get back to you. Wanted to get back to you after I was done, but I'm like, so let me finish the last row with you. Okay, so this is the last row. I started with a black and a white bead, and it's also an increase. So we'll continue with an orange bead. I mean, it's obvious, look at the pattern. Yeah. And then the next is going to be 2 white beads, so 1 bead at a time. And then an orange bead. So you can finish from here. It's a repetition of 2 white beads and an orange bead, 2 white beads, orange bead, and then white and black finally. Then we are done with the last and final row. The brick stitch part is done. The pattern looks so gorgeous. You don't need the same color, guys. You can still use your own color if you want, your color beads, right? And at this point you can, you know, just add your studs or your hooks or whatever you have, and you can complete the earring. You don't need fringes for this, I think so, but I'm going to add fringes as I said earlier. And at this point, before I continue with the fringes, I would want to attach my studs and see how it's going to look on my face. Let me know in the comment section what you think. Since we have 13 beads, which is also an odd number, I'd have to create a loop for my stud. So what I did was I had to come through from the seed bead, and then I'll create a loop on the 8th bead. Let me do this for you to see. And I'm using the round beads, the white round beads, not the same kind of bead I used. So I pick 2 beads, 2 white beads, then I pick my earring stud, and then another 2 white round beads like that. Then I go over from here. And let me zoom for you to see what I'm talking about. Look at that. Okay, so you could see that there's a bead in between this black bead here, so that it stays in the middle. Okay, like that. So we're going to have something like this. Okay, and then we go through it 2 to 3 times. Like that, to secure it. I hope you can all see what I'm doing. So I'm doing this, I'm showing you this to see that it's also okay to, you know, finish off like that without a fringe. Okay, all right, so I'm going to do the rest of camera, guys. I'd have to go through it one more time or twice, and then I get back to you. The stud part is done. I'm done attaching the stud to the earring. This is also to show you that it's possible to wear the earring without fringes. Okay, so usually I attach or I add my fringes before the earring hooks or studs. Okay, but that part is done, so I'll go ahead to attach or add my fringes. With my beaded fringes, I need to add a new thread to it, so I'd have to secure it like this. Look at that. I'm always doing this to, you know, it's very necessary that every beader does that. Okay, according to what I've learned so far, I think it's the best thing to do, so that your work doesn't get, you know, you don't lose fringes in the middle of your work. We don't want that. So I have to go through the beads before I start anything else. All right, so I'll be coming from here. This is the tail of a thread. So what I'll do right now is that I would also go through the beads with this tail here, and then finally cut it off, and then I'll start with the fringes. Yeah, so each fringe is going to have 34 beads, which means that the black beads adds up to 30, and then the white last beads is 4 beads. Okay, so let's continue. This is the very first fringe. By now, if you follow this channel, you should be able to know how to make brick stitches and also fringe. Okay, because this is what I mainly do, at least for this season. I have been making this kind of projects so many times, so it should not be a problem if you follow my channel. Okay, and then you go to the next bead. like that. It's getting stuck. Yeah, it happens sometimes like that. Then you pull gently. Yeah, so your fringes should not be rigid, okay? It should be loosed like that so that it could move. This is how you want it. I'm going to add my second fringe. My second fringe also adds up to 34, and it will apply to each and every fringe until you are done. So 30 black beads and 4 white beads. Since the beaded fringes here do not have a real pattern, the only color added to the black is 4 white beads under it. So I think it's just right to do most of them off camera. I've added 6 more fringes to it to make 8. I'll add a 9th fringe. And then if you have just joined me, I'm adding a fringe to this brick stitch earring. And if this is the first time you're learning how to fringe, you can learn now. Okay, so you push it down, you push one bead down, and then you go through the rest of the bead up, as you can see on camera on your screens. I said on camera on your screens. And then you go through the bead here like that. This is what you get. It's looking gorgeous. Yeah, look at that. Since it's the same pattern, I'll do the rest of camera. We have only 3 more fringes left to add, and then we're done. In all, we have 14. We're going to have 14 fringes. Okay, so I'll be doing the rest off camera, and then I'll get back to you. This earring is looking gorgeous. Look at that. Now before I cut the working thread, I like to go through some of the beads to secure the fringes. So that's what I'm doing. I'll go through a few beads, and then I finally cut the working thread off. And this is the end product, guys. I mean, I didn't know the kind of color to use for the fringes, but I think it did good, right? The black and white is really good. And here comes Mademoiselle herself flaunting this lovely beaded fringe earring. And please give it a try, please. And I know you can do this and more. So thank you so much for sitting up to this time. And I'll see you on my next tutorial. Have a nice time. Bye.